other creatives are so important because they get you. I mean, I would say maybe 80% of the people I know are creatives in one way or another. You know, they're either designers or photographers or, you know, into fashion or a whole bunch of different things. And it really is I don't know what word to use, but it's a power that it takes another person who feels the same power to get you. And so having that network of other creatives who you can talk to and who you can tell about how you were in bed at night and a thought just came to your mind and you had to get up and do something about it, and they get that, because unlike other people who just think you're crazy, why are you awake at that time of the night anyway? So I think creatives, having a network of creatives is very, very important. And even beyond that, I think collaboration is a huge part of the creative process, you know. Yes, writing can be quite a solo experience in the moment, but after writing, the next step is to share it with other people. You know, you get inspiration from what happened in your day, from something somebody said. All of that is a collaboration, even if it's not like a direct collaboration. One thing I'm really happy to see here in Ghana is that we're seeing a creative hub of some sort develop, at least here in Accra, and I'm very sure it's going to expand to other cities across the country. And also that a lot of the creatives are actually working together, and I think that's amazing. I've done a lot of collaborative projects with different people, and those are always the most fulfilling, you know? It's knowing that a team effort got you this result, or through team effort you were able to come up with this. So I think collaboration and having a network of creatives is so essential to being a writer or to being a creative yourself, and I think it can only enhance that. I tend to put meanings to words on my own. So for me, education in this sense would be self-knowledge, getting an awareness of one's passions, having an awareness of one's strengths, one's weaknesses, and then from there on you could probably opt for more formal training. Let's say you're illiterate, but you know that you like writing or you want to share your thoughts, then the next step probably would be to learn how to write, to learn the art of writing, and to develop your voice as a writer. So I wouldn't say that the initial training necessary is formal or in a school setting per se, but more of internal and more of self-awareness. And without that, you don't necessarily know what your passions are, what your skills are, in order to even develop them. And I mean, this is not directly tied to the question, but I think that is partly one of the things that is missing in our current education system. It's so general, and there isn't much allowance for young people or students to actually figure out what it is they're good at, what they're passionate about, and then pursue that. People tend to go with the flow or what they're expected to do. Some people don't even know why they're in school, you know? So yeah, that's what I think about that. I think that's a question that everyone wants to know. Do the musicians make enough money? Do the artists sell enough of their work? Do the writers make enough money from selling their books, from selling stories? I can't talk about all of that, but from my experience, I would say creativity definitely pays, and not necessarily in currency. I think there's a certain level of fulfillment that comes with the creative process, which really is, I can't explain the creative process, but if you do have a chance, there's a YouTube video by Elizabeth Gilbert where she talks about creative genius, and I think she really does a good job of explaining that creative process and how you feel after it's like, first there was nothing on this piece of paper and now there's something on it and it makes sense. So there's that element of it paying. With regards to money, because I know people want to know about the money aspect, I would say that yes, it does pay. I have a lot of the time when I was in grad school, I was doing a lot of things related to writing and communications, and that paid my living expenses. You know, that's what I used to feed myself, really. So if you develop your craft enough, I think if you develop your craft and you develop an authentic voice and you build yourself and you know, you put your work out there, there are people who will resonate with what you do, and if they need their services, they will step up to you and they will ask for it. That said, I think in our society there is an undervaluation of not just writing per se, but a lot of the creative arts. People don't really put that much value to it. They're not willing to pay the necessary amount of money for it. But you can still make some money off of it. Even as a blogger, you know, sometimes you get paid to cover events, you get paid to tweet. Sometimes you do it for free because you are interested in that. Many times I just do it for free, but then later on, maybe I'll get an invitation to a very cool event because they know I'll probably cover it. And that's not because they're paying me or anything. So it depends on how you look at the question, but I think it can pay, but it also really boils down to what you make of it.